had to explain my personality using a food item, I'll say dosa,
Okay.
crisp on the top, soft inside, and comfort food for most. A business lesson I learned the hard way is I don't think hard, but I think the art of delegation. That what I do today, after a month, I shouldn't be doing that. Somebody else should be doing that, and I should be doing something else.
Firstly, you're an arranged couple. It was not a love story. But you all still took that plunge even before getting married.
Yeah.
And that is just insane. And you all have still stuck to it, and it's been 8 years now.
So what works is that our skill sets are very different, yet they complement each other.
Yeah.
So he was always into finance, I was into marketing. He's this very structured, disciplined guy, and I'm this person full of wacky ideas, wants to do something new.
Out of a lot of curiosity, how many J outfits do you have in your wardrobe today?
Enough to never run out of them.
Wow.
So I think at least
So between you and Krunal as co-founders, what has ever been the biggest challenge? Raw, real, and relentless. Welcome to the Blue Carpet Talks, where we uncover the unfiltered journeys of women who didn't just follow the path, they paved their own. I'm Jenny Harya, the founder of J, India's go-to formal wear brand for women of every shape and size. Remember those childhood game nights? The thrill of winning, the sneaky rule bending, the strategies we didn't even realize we were mastering? For today's guest and her husband, those lessons turned into something even bigger, an empire. Today we are rolling out the blue carpet for none other than Jill Veera, co-founder of the board game company, an entrepreneur, a mom, and the ultimate social bug. Jill's approach to life is very simple. Just go for it. She doesn't dwell on what ifs, she just moves. And in doing so, she's built something incredible. Jill, welcome to the Blue Carpet Talks. I'm so excited to unravel your story today.
thank you so much, Jenny. I'm so excited to be here. It's amazing what you've built with Jay. I've followed your journey right from the beginning, and you're not just making fashion wear for work, but you are really shaping people's confidence, at work. I really love your journey. I really love Jay's outfits, and I'm so excited to be here and to have this chat with you.
I think one thing that I clearly always remember is all the early supporters I have who've been there when Jay was absolutely nothing. I was starting up, and I think I remember you from back then. Like, you've purchased outfits not just now, but like for every single time, every single year. And I can't forget how much you've supported and you've just pushed, and seeing your journey in itself is an inspiration. So, thank you so much for that as well.
Likewise.
So, Jill, from the 10-year-old Jill to now, how's it been like? Like, what's your journey like?
A very deep question to begin with. So, if I close my eyes and visualize me as a 10-year-old, I think I was brimming with curiosity. I was a very excited, enthusiastic child, always wanted to do something new. It would be like a new class, something to paint, whatever, everything new I wanted every day. I was that person in class who would get like really excited when the teacher started a new chapter, but really hated then the mundane process of
Yeah.
writing notes down and abhi isko mak karke aao and write it in your rough book and your notebook and so on and so forth. Coming to when I was 15 years old, I remember just right after my 10th standard board. That was a Thursday. Friday morning, I started an internship for 3 months.
Oh,
at-
really?
Yeah, at a movie marketing company called Percept. I worked there for 3 months straight while all my other friends were practically doing nothing. And that's when I really enjoyed that process. Like, I felt that this is what I want to do. You know, I was like that 15-year-old soaking it all in like a sponge. From there on, I did like so many internships and so many jobs at different places. Like, I worked in a Parsi newspaper publication, which was just like a 5 to 10 member
Oh,
team
wow.
for 3 months. Then worked at a really big tech startup, which is almost like a unicorn today. Then I
Nice.
worked in bigger companies like Viacom, Times Now, where we used to have like 300, 400 people sitting on the same floor.
Wow.
So, like, really different scales,
Yeah.
industries, people that I worked with. But every experience was like invaluable. That's something that stayed with me. And today, if I go to see, nothing's really changed. I'm still that girl who, thrives on newness, who wants to
Yeah.
do something new every day. But what has changed is that I've weaved a life around me that supports me to do that.
Yeah.
Like the partner I picked, the work that I do, it really, leaves me. Like I can really do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like there are no boundaries set anymore. So I think a 10-year-old Jill will be very proud of where I've reached today.
Nice, nice, nice. And it's so important, to know what you're as a person or to like what you do. So you said that you always like something new, and this is something that we've discussed in some of our earlier conversations as well. But if I don't know if somebody asked a person or anybody ki, what is it like that you look forward to every day or something, I don't know if everybody knows the answer. Just knowing that you thrive on newness in itself is such a big thing. And I have seen you do that time and again with your venture or your personal life or anything, even with like a social life. You keep coming up with new ideas, and I love that. And then you obviously started TBGC. So, can you tell us a little bit more about the exact day when you all decided, let's do this, let's build TBGC? Like, what was the aha moment?
So that's again a very interesting story. Krunal and I met each other in 2016. It was an arranged setup. We hardly knew each other. First day when I met him, it was a little odd. And the next time I met him, he decided to take me on a board game date.
Okay.
Okay, and he was a passionate board gamer all his life.
Yeah.
And he thought, why not introduce my to be life partner to that world?
Yeah.
And that's when it really clicked. I really fell for him and his world of board games. And that's what really connected us. And we happened to say yes to each other. And surprisingly, how most couples would go like for clubbings and movies and party nights almost every other day, we actually stayed at home and played board games in our entire courtship. That's all that we did.
Nice.
And as growing up as a child, I always knew I had this entrepreneurial side to me. I never envisioned myself working for a big high-end corporate all my life. I always knew I will do something of my own. And in one of these conversations, Krunal also shared something similar. And coming from a Kutchi Gujarati family, you always back of your mind have this idea that you will do your own business. So a couple of months before our wedding, that's when we discussed and we were like, okay, let's do something of our own. And we were having this big fat Indian wedding, and our wedding functions were over some months, like 2 months, and we had like all of this going on. So we said, why not quit? And quit those high-paying corporate jobs. Kunal was into investment banking that time. I was working with Viacom. And we actually took that plunge and we quit our jobs. We said, okay, let's enjoy our wedding to the fullest. And then probably we'll think of an idea and do something together. And we actually did it. Like we had like the best time in our wedding, went for a honeymoon, came back, and that's when we were really on the stuff. Now we don't have a job to go back to. We have no idea, to follow. And we were like, okay, now what do we do? So in one of those brainstorming sessions, we were thinking, we should have something which is something that we are good at, we expertise at. B, it should really add value to somebody else's life. And C, it should also be innovative, it should be different. And that's when I suggested to him, then why not take this passion of yours to the corporate world? Because in my initial experiences in bigger corporates, I realized there was this big gap that HRs were always trying to, like they were always struggling with, that for corporate trainings and, to build cohesive
Team
teams.
building activities.
They didn't have great options that they could pull the next gen, corporate crowd in. They were doing something which was very basic, people were not really interested in. So that's when I suggested to him, why not do gamification for corporate training?
Wow.
And surprisingly, he said a yes.
Wow.
So I'm this person who's always had these wacky ideas, but not a lot of people have trusted into me. So all credit goes to him. And he said yes and persuaded it. And how? Today, 8 years, almost 8 years down the line, we are like the number one team building company in India with a good global presence. So I think credit goes to him.
Amazing. It gives me goosebumps to just think about it that you all did not even decide this after you got married. You all decided, firstly, you are an arranged couple. It was not a love story. But you all still took that plunge even before getting married. And that is just insane. And you all have still stuck to it, and it's been 8 years now. So it's amazing to just hear, and it's like, I don't think a lot of people will be able to pull off what you all did. So really kudos to your partnership majorly, because that's what comes out of this, right? You all believe in each other, you all trust each other, and you make it happen. So there is a saying that when a couple runs a business together, it's not advisable. Like, don't mix the personal and professional. Like, your fights will keep coming between your work, etc. So, did that stress you out when you were doing this? Or did this cross your mind? And does it, like, is it impacting you even now?
Not really, not in our case. As I told you, it was very organic. It just happened very naturally. Plus, what works is that our skill sets are very different, yet they complement each other.
Yeah.
So, he was always into finance, I was into marketing. He's this very structured, disciplined guy, and I'm this person full of wacky ideas, wants to do something new. So, I think that sets the right balance. Plus, on a good note, our temperaments are very similar. We don't lose our calm so easily. Like, we definitely argue, but it's all okay, after a point of time. There is no ego
Healthy
war.
discussions.
Yeah. The only drawback of working with your partner is, I think, that there is no switch off, at least with us. We are mostly co-founders. At once we are home, it's not that we switch into an husband-wife role. So we could be at a wedding, we could be at a
Always
family
discussing
dinner,
business.
we could be at a movie. We are still discussing ideas or some problems at work or whatever. But I think that's part and parcel
Yeah, but it's
of
also
it.
a good thing at the same
Yeah.
time, right? Because y'all are together, you're exploring new things,
Yeah.
and that's where new ideas come from.
Yeah.
So it's obviously good and bad all at the same time, but insane. I mean, kudos to you all to have actually been able to, again, I keep repeating this, but it is important because not a lot of couples pull it off, right? And your disagreements at work can actually impact your house and vice versa, but the way you all take it all and the way you divide roles, do you have like a very rigid line ki if Jill says this in this particular department, Krunal will not say anything about it, or if Krunal says something in this particular department, you don't have any say? So do you have a line like that?
Somewhere, yes, since our skill sets are different. So when it comes to, say, concept development or operations or managing the team, he mostly has a say in it. If it comes to design, marketing, sales, mostly he lets me have the final say. But eventually, we are a very, horizontal functioning company. All ideas are welcome, even from our team, and the best one always wins. It's more like a vote out.
Yeah.
Like whatever's best for TVGC wins. And since we are husband and wife and also co-founders, our vision is aligned, like really strongly. So there is no like any other personal agenda or goal or whatever, because everything is so finely aligned. So we're mostly always on the same page.
Nice, nice, very cool. So you mentioned that you have a strength in a certain department versus him. So if I had to ask, what is your superpower? Maybe as a person, not really professionally. What is that one superpower that you think sets you apart from the rest of the people, and something that you really feel other women or other people should also inculcate?
As you must have gathered by now, I'm like a neophyte personality type. I thrive on newness. I thrive on excitement. I'm very intrinsically motivated. I'm very enthusiastic. So I think, but one of my skill sets, if you ask, would be decision making. If I believe in something, I would go all out. Like, I'm that doer. So even in my circle, if you ask my friends, family, my teammates, I'm mostly that go-to person for ideas, solutions, anything under the sun. If anybody wants anything, they'll just call me, and they'll know it will happen.
Nice.
Like, for example, my today's to-do list will range from managing Arya's pick and drops, her play dates, managing work, managing household, to planning my best friend's engagement party. I'm also going to finalize some vendors for my cousin's wedding. Today, I've given allotted 1 hour to sit with my brother to decide which college he needs to pick.
Wow.
While simultaneously, my mother is, making a new house, so I'm helping her with interior designing. And I'm also planning like a summer holiday for the family.
But
so
how
I'm
do you
juggling
do
into
all
all
of
this.
that?
But honestly, if it might look a lot, it might look like a lot of chaos from the outside. But if I don't have it, I wouldn't thrive. Like, I wake up every day to take charge, if something new really excites me.
Wow. No, that's a very good capability. I think 2 points here that I take. A is time and again I have come through this, that execution is everything. And that's something that differentiates between a super successful person versus a person who's just tried but not really made it. It's about executing. Like, ideas have no value till they're not on the table.
Correct.
and that is absolutely true. But what I really love about you is chaos kills people, but you thrive in it. And
Yeah.
that's the best quality an entrepreneur could have, because there are so many things always going on. I actually struggle, honestly, because I'm like, kahan jaun main? Ye
Yeah.
karu ki ye karu? Where should I exactly firefight? But this is such a good superpower, I'd say. And I think it also comes with a lot of discipline, and probably lot of, I'd say, uh, planning in your mind, that you're able to pull that off. So that's something that is definitely a good learning for everybody.
I'm definitely a planner as well. Like I have my
Yeah.
to-do list for everything.
Yeah. So you mentioned about Arya, that's your daughter, right? With Arya and a business and so many things in your social life or personal life, I'm sure you have like a super hectic schedule. So how do you manage it all?
So with Arya, life has become more meaningful. She's my 2-year-old daughter. So see, when you become a mother, like a woman transforms into a mother, it just naturally, very instinctively happens to you, right? Nobody teaches us to nurture, love, care,
Yeah.
do all of that. So I think that just happened. Definitely, I give in lesser hours at work, but I think I get much more done because I have no time to pass.
Yeah.
Like I still think I'm almost doing everything. I would go less out socially, but wherever I am, I'm more present
Yeah.
because I know now I have to go back to her.
It's amazing how, little kids can actually cause all the chaos, but as well as change you as a person completely. I think we just become insane multitaskers once we have a kid. So that's amazing. Um, Coming back to what you're wearing today, I love your look. If I had to ask you, what's your one signature work look, and what does that really make you feel? What would that be?
100% it would be a good top or a shirt and high waist trousers.
Wow.
That's my power look. Like from work to the sessions that we go to dinners with friends, wherever I am, that makes me like really confident and comfortable at the same time.
Wow. Very, out of a lot of curiosity, how many J outfits do you have in your wardrobe today?
Well, enough to never run out of them.
Wow.
So I think at least 5, 6 tops,
Mm-hmm.
top shirts, 3, 4 dresses,
Mm-hmm.
3, 4
Wow.
trousers. So
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah,
enough.
but why so many? Like, what do you really love about these outfits?
I absolutely love them. So like I like a clean girl aesthetic, which is minimalistic yet very chic. So I think Jay does that brilliantly. I've never seen anybody do it so effortlessly. And also the fabric and the detailing. Like look at this shirt. I can sleep into it. Like I love it. Like whenever I wear it, I was like, oh shit, I have to remove it now. I don't feel like removing it.
How nice, amazing. And coming back to the point where I said that you've been supporting, I think you've seen our outfits from the very beginning, like what they were 3 years ago versus 2 years ago versus now. I'm sure you've noticed the change, but you look flawless in each of them, irrespective of what phase of outfits they are. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Coming back to the topic of Arya, say for example, I had to ask you, between your startup and Arya, where do you require more negotiation and strategy skills?
That's a good question. So honestly, at work and with Arya, both I would say. So TBGC has always been my first baby. I've said it, time and again.
Yeah.
So at both places.
At both places, but one place has to be like more strategic.
So since Arya has started talking now a lot, so she demands a lot of my attention and everything
Yeah.
is why.
Yeah.
So I have to now sometimes pause and find those whys that I have never questioned in my life.
She's started asking so much, is it?
Yeah, for everything
Wow.
she's like, why would you do this? And like things like that. So I
Oh.
like you have to stop and be like, yeah, actually think about it and then give her an answer.
Nice, interesting, very cool. Okay, so between you and Krunal as co-founders, what has ever been the biggest argument?
We argue a lot. We argue every day. So as parents, as co-founders, you will argue, as just husband and
Yeah.
wife. But there is nothing that has really lasted long, for me to remember. As I said earlier, our temperaments are so
Yeah.
similar. And especially he's much more calmer than me as
Is
well.
it?
So it's never been an ego war.
Yeah. Did you all know this when you were getting married? That your
Not-
temperaments are so
no,
similar.
not as much, but it was an easy ride. So you
Yeah.
could guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always been an easy ride.
Nice. Between you and him, who wins in games and who cheats?
Definitely him. He wins more. I could have an instinct to cheat, but now that I'm a hardcore gamer as well, it is against the ethics. So I wouldn't. But since he wins so much, sometimes I'll be like, okay, like I'll just change something. But it's very hard to do that with him
Yeah.
as well.
But he never cheats.
Never. He will never ever cheat.
And he hates if somebody cheats.
Yeah, he's very ethical, like gaming for him is like very serious business. You can't do things like that.
Yeah. But tell me one thing, that he turned his passion into profession. A lot of times when people do that, they actually lose out that passion for that thing. I don't know, like, I don't have exact examples, but I've heard. So has that happened with you all or him ever?
Not
or
at
he's
all.
still crazy for board games?
He loves gaming and every form of gaming, not only like board games, but every form of digital gaming or physical sports. He's totally into it. So sometimes because building a business and all, you could have lesser time to pursue your passion. But since now he mainly looks after game development himself, like that's his main role at TBGC, to create new concepts, and he does that day in and day out. So sometimes he tells me, that he used to worry that how will I like always keep coming up with new concepts. But now he's like that, now I don't worry, because every time I've made a concept, in the next 1-2 weeks I already have a new bubbling idea.
Wow.
So that's so much inbuilt in him that
Yeah.
creativity and that
Yeah.
love for gaming just keeps flowing.
Nice, nice. Very cool. What is that one personal goal that you've achieved that you're very proud of, probably prouder than any other business milestone that you've ever achieved?
Since I'm a new parent, I think raising Arya is one personal goal in the near in the near past that happened to us. Also, I think I had set a lot of goals in 2024, and like I wanted to lose my pregnancy weight. I wanted to just lead a more healthier lifestyle. I wanted to go back to reading. I used to read a lot when I was in my teenage and my younger days. So I actually happened to read 10 to 15 books this year. And I see myself, as a people builder. There are, every year, I try to assign 2-3 people around me whom I, want to focus my attention on and help them be the best versions of themselves. And I've actually done that with 2 very close people around me this year. So that's been like my biggest takeaway of 2024.
Wow, that's amazing. And that's why I say that you're so socially also active and responsible. Like, who even thinks about that? I don't know a lot of people builders around, and to think of having somebody like you is like a real boon. Coming to the last question of today, if there was one advice that you had to give to young girls for their professional journeys, what would that be?
I think I would say go all in. If you believe in something, just give it your all. And definitely surround yourself with people who believe in you, who motivate you further, who bring out the best in you. Because that really helped me. When I was a child, I don't think a lot of people believed in me. But slowly I tried to build a circle around myself who really motivated me and, got me out of,
Nice.
that
Yeah.
just helped me become the person I am today. Also, my school's motto was trust in God and not be daunted.
Wow.
So that has
nice.
really stayed with me.
Nice.
So I think, don't be intimidated by
I don't
anybody.
remember what my school's motto was. Oh my god.
So I went to a girls' school and it was all about that. So so I think that's really helped.
Nice. Amazing, Jill. It is so interesting to know so much about you, even outside of whatever conversations we've had till now. Your entire TBGC journey, your personal journey, your journey with Arya, and how you're just balancing it all. And I think that's a huge learning for everybody. We will end today's podcast with a small game, because of course it's all about games and board game company. So this is one of our most favorite sections. This is where we try wacky things. Today we are playing a game of Jenga. This is also one of the favorite things that we are trying. It's very simple. You have to pick some block from the Jenga thing, and every block will have a certain statement that you have to give a nice, either complete it or there's a comeback or something like that. Mostly it's going to be completing the sentences. Okay? So you start.
Okay, let's go for it.
Wow. Picked a really difficult piece. Of course, a gamer.
Oh, if I had to explain my personality using a food item, it would be, I'll say dosa,
Okay.
crisp on the top, soft inside, and comfort food for most. I absolutely
Nice.
love a dosa. So I couldn't
Nice,
think of anything
nice, nice. Very apt, I'd say. Okay. Bro, I'm not a gamer. If there was one thing I would delete about my daily routine, what would that be? I think I used to. Now it's not the same. I don't like brushing at night. I used to hate it. Before my shadi, I swear, and I'm going to be very candid about it. Mom used to keep going behind my life, brush, brush. But I'm like, no, mom, it's too boring. Now I've developed an habit for it. But yeah, if that was one thing, it would be it.
Okay. If I had to answer this, I would say midnight scrolling. I just do it so much that I keep deleting Instagram, every now and then.
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
Almost addicted to it.
If I had to say one word about my husband, it would be the best decision of my life.
Nice. How cute.
Yeah.
The most bizarre request I've ever received from a client or a customer. It's just now. She wants a blazer customized to her size and measurements to be delivered to Hyderabad in 2 days.
Wow.
Like, how do we make it possible? And she insisted so much. And we told her, no, I personally went on the call and told her no, like for an hour. She was like, no, you make it happen. I don't know how to make it happen. Like dispatch in a day so that she gets it in 2 days. And my superpower team actually did it.
Wow.
They
I was
actually
just
did
going to
it.
say, but Jay can make it happen. And you all did.
They did it. It was difficult, but they did it.
That's great. A business lesson I learned the hard way is I don't think hard, but I think the art of delegation. So Krunal does that brilliantly. He believes that what I do today, after a month, I shouldn't be doing that. Somebody else should be doing that, and I should be doing something else. So sometimes with marketing and script writing and things like that, I just feel so protected, about it. I was like, no, I want to do it.
Yeah.
But then I have learned it that, you have to let it go. Somebody else
it's
can
very
also do a
difficult.
better job than you.
It's
Probably.
very difficult. It's very difficult, but yeah, I think that's a part of it. Okay, I think this is gonna go.
Oh no.
Oh god. Wow.
We made it happen.
We made it happen. It's a good question. The most bizarre thing on my to-do list right now is that I have to buy an AC and have to install it in 2 days because there is a party on Sunday that's happening and we need an AC for
Can
it.
I say mine?
Yes, please.
It is to plan my cousin's honeymoon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's to actually plan my cousin's honeymoon
Okay.
itinerary.
Okay.
So I'm doing that with him.
Oh my god. Crazy.
Oh no. That's
Okay, that brings us to the end of the section. Thank you so much, Jill, for being here and doing this with me. And there's so much to learn from you. Let's make sure we keep doing things like this more often. And it was an amazing
I
conversation.
truly enjoyed this. I didn't expect it to be so much fun.
So, as a token of appreciation, we have a little gift for you here.
wow.
Do you want
I
to see
love
what
it.
is there in
Yes.
it?
Oh, I love this. This has everything that resonates with Jill.
Yeah. So
Wow.
this is made by a girl called Soumya. She
Okay.
runs a venture called the Doodle Maps. She's a very young girl actually pursuing her college along with this. So yeah.
This is brilliant. I love it. And there are more things inside.
Yeah, I
Oh
think
wow.
there's one of the J
I
launches.
think, yeah, one of the, I think, newest launches of J.
Yes,
That's-
yeah.
the
I
J
thought this
belt.
belt resonates with you the best.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.